Oh my god, guys, I just finished watching the Sony State of Play for June 4th, and I have to say this is probably one of the most unexpected and exciting state of plays that I've seen. Now, I watched the whole thing. It was about 40 minutes to an hour long. It didn't feel that long, and I wrote down all the games that I'm particularly excited for. So let's go ahead and talk about them. If you're interested in what I think, well, then here you go. We're gonna start from the first one that they show that's interesting. So this is a game called Pragmata. This was, I think, announced like 5 years ago, and the first thing that they showed was basically this is a sci-fi-ish world. There's like a little girl and a robot. Well, for this state of play, they finally showed off a little bit more. A lot of people, including me, thought that this game was completely dead, completely gone, because if you just search it up on Google, like what's Pragmata, it says something like, oh, this was indefinitely delayed, but then it said, boom, it's 2026, it's upcoming. They showed a lot of sort of, you know, the relationship between the robot and the girl, and it looks like she's controlling it. It seems to be third-person, action-based. They said later on, towards the summer, they're gonna have even more gameplay to show, so there you go. What the?
Bypassing first and second firewalls, hooking control protocols.
The next game after that I'm interested in is gonna be Silent Hill F. Now, I don't know if this is related to the previous sort of demo that came out earlier. It's like a Silent Hill F demo, or it was Silent Hill the letter. I'm not sure if those things are intertwined in some other way, but this one looks really good. Obviously, it's not from the same team that did the Silent Hill 2 remake, which I love that game a lot. This one seems to be like maybe the core team is doing it. It's going straight to like the Japanese aesthetic. You're playing as like a schoolgirl, and maybe like something twisted happened with some relationships, and it's just, it looks amazing. You know, it has that good old third-person action survival horror where you're just beating down monsters with like a lead pipe and trying to just survive. So really excited for that. That is 100% a game I'm going to be playing. Okay, now this one was really unexpected. Like the first one that came out, I was like, what is this game? What are we talking about? So it first showed off with like some dark medieval guy giving a speech, and then all of a sudden it goes into this 2D action, not sprite based, but like 2D modeled, cel shaded Metroidvania look, and I'm like, oh my god, is this another new Castlevania? But after they got to the name reveal, it said Bloodstained, the Scarlet Engagement. Now, this is really great for me because I love the first game. I forgot what it was called. Was it just called Bloodstained something, Ritual of the Night? Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I played that years ago. I 100% of that game, and I don't usually do that. So it's a Metroidvania. I hopefully, you know, they do good on this one, because I'm definitely playing this one. It was really unexpected.
With me! Cross Reaper!
Tonight, we start our mission!
Okay, another one which a couple years I wouldn't be too interested in, but I recently relatively did a let's play of Digimon Story Cyberleuth. I did the whole thing. It was really fun. You know, every day I was uploading an hour or an hour and a half episode, and we got through the whole thing. It was a JRPG surrounded by Digimon. You know, I wasn't that big of a fan, but after the game, I pretty much was. Now this one looks to be, I don't know if it's a sequel or a spiritual successor to that specific type of game where it's, you know, the basic the basic Digimon stuff. You're going through a story, you're getting your Digimon, you're evolving them, you're battling, you're gonna have your farm and all that stuff. I was unfortunately pretty disappointed by Digimon Story. Not Digimon Story. There was like one before. It was like a super crazy visual novel. But this one seems to be more along the lines of the one that I fully went through and played through. So I'm excited to check that one out.
Then we'll be swarmed by Digimon.
Attack!
Please, everyone, lend me your strength
Everything's riding on
to
you.
move forward into the future.
Now, a big one that a lot of people I know are going to be losing their minds about: Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalis Chronicles. This one comes out on September 30th of this year. Now, this is your basic tactics game. This is one of the originals, one of the best ones. You can play it with the classic graphics and the styles and the music, and you can also keep switching in between the new ones. I was hoping for more of a complete remake. This looks to be this looks to be a remastered port with a little bit of extra stuff. Now, I've never played this one. It's weird because I've played both of the Game Boy Advance ones, and one of my most favorite games of all time is actually a game that is very similar to this on the PSP that recently got re-released on the Switch when I completed it again, and that is Tactics Ogre's Let Us Cling Together. Now, I'm not sure how much in-depth of strategy you can get as opposed to Tactics Ogre to Final Fantasy Tactics, but I'm going to be playing this one regardless. It looks great.
Which features improved graphics, fully voiced dialogue, refined gameplay, and much more, as well as the classic version, which brings a faithful recreation of the 1997 original to modern consoles.
Okay, now this game, absolutely, I don't think I heard anyone talking about this as a possibility, but there's a Mortal Kombat collection coming out. Now, it's a little lukewarm, bittersweet, because the latest Mortal Kombat, what was it, Mortal Kombat 1 or X or whatever, they don't want to make any more DLC of it. They're not going to be supporting it anymore. It's basically saying this is it for this game. And I think the future of Mortal Kombat, it's going to be a little bit of what's going to be happening, right? Well, at least you can play this one here. It's going to be all of the main games, the Super Nintendos, the Genesis versions probably, and maybe even the arcade versions, but then you get like other stuff besides the main ones, like the handheld versions. I personally hope that Mortal Kombat 4 is on there. I love the 64 version. That's probably the Mortal Kombat I played the most. And awesomely enough, it's going to be having online with rollback netcode, which is always a plus. So once again, just like the previous game, if this is cheap, nothing's going on around that time, I'll be trying this one out too.
Something that added to the mystique of Mortal Kombat. Fatality.
We're showing you a part of a world that is much larger.
Ooh, then they showed Metal Gear Solid Triangle. I think it's called Delta, but Triangle, whatever, green triangle. This one comes out sometime this year as well. So I've never played this particular one. It looks really fun though. The only Metal Gear games I have played was Metal Gear Solid 2 back in the day. That was my first one, which is kind of weird because you play as Raiden, and I never got to play as Snake. Ooh. But then I ended up playing Metal Gear Solid 5. That was the one, right? The one with the Quiet, the girl. That was a really cool game. Super unfinished, but we all know the story. And I also played a little bit of Metal Gear Survive, which kind of has nothing to do with the other games. But basically, yeah, this one's, I guess, just like the other games. I'll check it out too. It looks cool. But yeah, take it or leave it, that sort of thing for me.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Okay, so big announcement for fans of the Neo series. Neo 3 got announced. The demo's out now. I'm not sure if I'll play the demo. I'm really not, because I know I'm going to be playing this 100%, and maybe the demo can move progress to the main game, but probably not. It's like a super early demo, but this looks good, man. This looks very good. I love the first game. I love the second game. This one had like new double jumping. You have loadout switching between a samurai and a ninja style, which is the ninja style is going to be new here. They said that, the maps are now huge open fields. It's nice. I'm just gonna, as long as they keep it the same, the loot fest going, then I'm super interested. I can't wait to try this one out too.
Foolish of you to have entered the depths of hell.
Another unexpected game, and yes, I'm going to keep saying unexpected because this state of play was really crazy cool. This one's not for me, but it's a big game that I still need to talk about it. This one's going to be James Bond First Light. It looks like they put a lot of time and effort into this. I believe this was Amazon Games as well. It's like a huge action cinematic games that's going to be covering the beginnings of 007 when he, before the Tux, they recruited him as a secret agent and, straight out of some sort of military, and he's going straight into all of the Secret Service stuff. It's kind of like Hitman, and I believe the Hitman devs are actually working on this. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like a huge story, driving elements, huge bombastic. If you just give me another simple game like GoldenEye, I'll be down. I want to play that. Not sure if I'll play this. Kind of reminds me of like an Uncharted sort of game.
Jet lag gets me every time.
She's
All right, now before we get to the last game, we got to mention Ghost of Yotei. This one's coming out relatively soon, I think in a couple of weeks or months. But basically, this is like the Ghost of Tsushima sequel or spiritual successor. I didn't finish Ghost of Tsushima. For some reason, the game didn't capture me when I first played it. It felt very monotonous after a while. I don't know what I was doing at that time, but I just couldn't get into it and stay with it. I think it had that sort of game loop for like the modern-ish Assassin's Creeds or the, you know, the modern Far Cries, where it's just a little too draining and, you know, the gameplay loop was a little too samey. So that's why I didn't finish it. So that's why I'm going to talk about it, but probably not going to end it. Not going to finish it. Try it. All right, time for the final game of the Sony State of Play. I got goosebumps watching this thing. I was screaming at the freaking screen saying, no effing way, no way, this is real, this is crazy. Marvel Tokon, aka Fighting Souls, is coming out next year. Man, I first thought, obviously like everyone, like this is gonna be a new Marvel versus Capcom 4, which would have just blown up and like broke the internet. But no, it's just a Marvel only game. This is from Arc Systems work, the people who did, like, I think they do Guilty Gear, but they also did Dragon Ball FighterZ, and they stopped development on that game a while ago. I'm assuming to work on this new one, which, man, no leaks have come out. This was like insanely crazy, dude. So it's a nice company who has a great track record of fighting games. This is, I guess, Marvel versus Capcom might be dead in the water, at least for a very long time now, because, you know, Marvel's gonna be like, why would they compete with themselves with a fighting game that's exactly the same style? They're just gonna do this new game in here. But why I am 100% playing this on day one. It's a 4v4 fighting game, and I was thinking in my head, how is this going to work? You know, they have a game called 2XKO, which is like the League of Legends stuff, that has like multiplayer with 2v2, but I think in this game you probably still doing 1v1, one player versus one player. But we'll see what, you know, when more information comes out, or maybe they have a blog post that I can read. But basically, in the short dev diary that they showed after the trailer, they said stuff like, yeah, you can play, like, it's gonna be daunting. If you want to learn 4 characters, you can, but it might be daunting. So they said you can probably have a shared, like, maybe shared life between all of them, and you can stick with one character, really master and learn that character, and then having a lot of them come in as tag assist to attack and help you set up combos, or you can maybe stick with 2 characters, etc. Like, but it's gonna be really cool. Like, this one came out of nowhere. Like, this is a big announcement for people who love fighting games. Now, if you don't like fighting games, I can see you being like, I can see people being like, yeah, whatever. But trust me, this is huge in the fighting game community, and I'm like a casual fighting game player. Like, I play Street Fighter 6, a little bit of Tekken here and there, but oh man, I can't wait for this one because I love Marvel vs. Capcom. This is just Marvel, however, I trust the devs. It looks very cool, and I'm very excited. So yes, State of Play. This was like almost 10 out of 10, dude. It was super crazy good. There was a lot of games I was interested in, and I wrote them all down, and I can't wait for them. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about what you guys saw today. If you guys saw the State of Play, what were you hoping comes out, and what were you not hoping, you know, came out? Obviously, people are like, Bloodborne. There's a lot of other stuff coming out. So I would have loved like a new Mega Man thing, but I'm not sure if that's possible anymore. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. This is the week of the sort of releases, so we're gonna do more sort of videos like this in the upcoming days. I think the next one is gonna be like the Summer's Game Fest main show. There's like the Xbox one, and yeah, we'll see all the other ones in between. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.